You know how we're talking about like legal matters? So I'm so grateful I have Pancake PD to help me pronounce these words. I'm like, how do you say these things? So thank God she's here. Okay, so you guys, have you heard of the group Momoland? Momoland is a very recently new group. They have been hitting the charts very hard recently, such as their most recent comeback song has hit the chart as #1 5 times in a row. You wonder what song it is? Well, let me know if you guys know in the comments right now. So, boom boom? Boom boom? Yeah? Yeah? Right, PD? Yes.
I don't know, some people commenting the name of the song like that.
Yes. Good job, you guys. So here's actually a short clip of that song for you right here. Oh shoot. Okay. Hi guys. Okay. So Momoland. Honestly, that part is so catchy. Okay. So Momoland. They're in the public for not only for an amazing song, but also they're currently under investigation. Dun dun dun. Let me just let that sink in for you guys. Right? You're like, what? So there it is on the screen right now. So their album is actually being investigated on because the chart, Hanteo Chart, let me actually read you guys what that is in case you guys are like, what is that? So Hanteo Chart is one of the biggest album sale monitoring charts in America. Remember before I mentioned that at the end of the year there's those really big award ceremonies on who has the best selling album, digital single, everything like that. This all plays till that one moment. So the reason why they're under investigation is because they were promoting back in January, right? So albums continuously had great sales throughout January, but then when they stopped like slowly dying down on promotions, all of a sudden one day there was a big bulk sale. I don't mean by like, hey, discount, get them now kind of deal. More like somebody bought 8,000 copies of that volume, right? 8,000. 8,000 copies, you guys. 8,000 copies were sold in one day. So it means either one person, a group, whoever, they got 8,000 copies of their most recent album called Great. Right? Look at that. I'll be like, oh my god, that's great! Wordplay? No? Sorry. Okay. So overall in total, 5,000 copies were sold throughout the month of January. But then one day in particular, 8,000 were sold. So now they're like, that's really suspicious. What the heck is going on? So the Hanteo Chart decides that they need to look into this. So they actually accuse the company of seijegi, which means the manipulation of album sales through bulk buying. And the company actually responded. They're like, first off, we don't have enough money to do that. We're a pretty small company and we don't even run on large investments. So we're looking into this as well. We do not know why this has happened, but we did not do any bulk buying for Momoland. And honestly, you know, if you are a fan, it's not uncommon for like big bulk buying, right? For fans, if there's like a fan signing moment, so a lot of ways to be able to enter a fan signing is that if you collect the albums, there's an individual photo card of the member, right? And if you collect all the members, you are eligible to go to the fan signing because you kind of like qualify to be able to do so, but then there's other ways to do so as well. But maybe people just really like the album and they want to buy it and they can give it off to somebody else who are unable to get the album. So again, it's not uncommon. Maybe it was one really special Momoland fan that was like, hey yo, I love this album. Album for you, album for you, album for you kind of deal, right? But of course, that thing really added up. So then after the company Double Kick, Momoland's agency, gave their statement, and Hanteo was like, it's okay. I'm going to continue on my investigation anyway. So, continuing down the road, let me actually read you the statement that the CEO from Hanteo Chart actually gave. So, again, this is pretty heavy, you guys, because manipulation within sales, like what the data is saying, is a pretty big thing even normally, that's as if like you're saying you're lying on the charts and you're buying your own product and saying that you sold this, right? So, Hanteo Chart CEO Kwak Yong-ho, he spoke to the news on February 14th. So this whole thing is still being investigated right now, you guys. So it's already March, but it's still going under as an investigation. And then they're saying that they found no issues with the sale numbers, but then they continue on the statement and say, when we see that the numbers reflect not the actual sale numbers, but a bulk purchase from an involved party, we believe aggressive legal actions must be taken. So already there, right? So normally people will like go like one album here, a couple albums here, there, but then like a big bulk is like, hey yo, get this. Sorry, I must scared all of you. I want all this. Sorry guys, I want all this. Give it to me. Lego. So of course it's kind of fishy, right? It's not like a big back to school sale where you're like, I need all these notebooks, let's get them kind of deal, right? So it is pretty fishy. So then keep going on saying, as such, Hanteo Chart conducted a review of our data processing system in response to such a rush of inquiries that we received on February 12th, the day like where that big bulk buy had, and there was no error. February 13th, because suspicions persisted, we contacted the representative of the franchise where over 90% of Momoland's albums were sold and received response that there was no issue. So, one store or smaller stores in general, like where most sales were done, they contacted stores like, so, do you know like why there was 8,000 copies sold? They're like, no, it looked okay to us, like nothing wrong here. So then they keep on going down the statement, and this is where it gets a pretty serious moment, you guys, where he went to an explanation in the strict contract terms with Hanteo Chart, with the retailer stores, because again, the retailer stores, they're connected back to Hanteo, and then they continuously keep on adding into their data, like what albums were sold, and then it reflects back into the chart, right, for each individual idol groups. So, according to, you guys ready? According to Article 3, Clause 2 of Hanteo Chart, contract with affiliated retailers, the retailer must give us materials that satisfies our requirements regarding sales data. Right? Look how serious that is. Okay? We're gonna keep going on. It's almost over, guys. I know you're probably like, oh my god, I get the chills. So, moreover, under Article 4, Clause 2, regarding good faith and confidentiality, the data we receive must not be manipulated or false. Providing false data to Hanteo Chart is considered severe obstruction of business and is grounds for us to remove a store's affiliation with us, as well as the demand compensation for damages incurred. Let's talk that all in. Article 3, Clause 2, Article 4, Clause 2. Do you guys get that all down? I read, I was like,
I hate that, because I heard these kind of like articles.
You heard those things before, PD?
Like the whole day.
Is your mic on? I hope they can hear you.
No.
Nope. PD was like, God, that's a mouthful. I don't like those things. But yeah, when I read it, I was like, oh my god, that's so serious.
I read these things like all day when I was in school. I hate these.
When I took business law, I was like, oh my god. So this is like a down memory, like, oh my god, when I read that. So, you guys, that is honestly how serious it is, because again, K-pop is very fun, but it still is a business. So selling albums and recording all the data from each individual sale and purchases is a really big factor, because it flows back down to the company that is pretty much producing Momoland, right? So if there happens to be any manipulation and false information reported to the chart, that is wrong, right? So that means that they're not getting their numbers fairly and they're just getting it incorrectly. Okay, so then it starts closing off with a big statement saying, in order to protect the rights of our affiliated retailers, we cannot reveal the name of the specific store in question. So the store that sold over 90% of Momoland's albums, they chose to not reveal it because it is protecting their privacy. Because I'm pretty sure a lot of Momoland fans be like, you bringing the bad name to Momoland, you, bad you. So to protect them, they're like, shh, don't tell them no. All right. So it continues on that the Hanteo Chart is choosing to continue their investigation, and they're checking their sales within Korea and also abroad for the sales of the album, right? And then they're going to continue to keep going on the investigation, and they're not afraid to take legal matters any further if needed to, All right, that comment right there, soak it in because it gets more. You're right. You might be like, yo, what more are you talking about? This is already a handful. Well, you guys, pop on the screen, PD. They reported to the Ministry of Culture, Sports, and Tourism. Not the Ministry of Magic, you guys. That's Harry Potter. The Ministry of Culture, Sports, and Tourism. So this escalated even higher, you guys. So the controversy continued to grow, and then the investigation was not really going anywhere. And they asked the store to pass over any evidence that they had on February 12th, and they did. They passed over all the evidence, any data kind of related to the matter at hand, and then they go like, this is still not enough. This is still not adding up right. So of course they continue to ask more questions to those responsible to that store of that day in general, like what happened, and not concrete answers were given. So you know what? They go, take it to the boss. Let's go. They take it to the Ministry of Culture, Sports, and Tourism. So now they're asking for further investigation on what's going on, and then they close it off. Of course, like the article reflects back over like what the heck is going on, because again, this is a really big deal. And of course, Momoland continues to do amazing in the charts. But something that also popped up is that, so they were promoting in Korea in January, right, for their most recent song, right, that you just saw on the screen. But they're also planning to be promoting in Japan. So supposedly when that was announced, that's when the sale went boom, right? So then they're like, is this a connection? Let me put on my Detective Conan hat and think, what's going on? So now it passed over to the ministry again, and they left a statement saying, we ask for your understanding regarding the difficulty of disclosing name of the store right away. So again, it's to protect the privacy of the store, so that people are not hounding down on them going like, what is going on? So they say, due to the terms of our contract, again, they can't reveal the name. And then they say, we will do our best to resolve the suspicions by taking appropriate actions following the judgment of the Ministry of Culture, Sports, and Tourism. If necessary, we will also take legal actions. In my mind, I'm like, what other legal action is there left to do? You already went to like the high-end chart, right? They went to the ministry already. What else is there left to do? But I hope that they come with a solution very soon, or that this whole matter gets resolved and see what happens. Next thing you know, it might have been somebody like literally at home on their laptop like, oh la 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 la, let me buy like a big, like maybe just buy 8 copies, and then by accident they slip a 0, a 0, a 0, and they're like, oh my god, why do we do all these albums? But they're like, I like a cushion anyway, let me use this as a pillow or something at my home, or give it to my grandma. Whoever wants an album, I'll give it to you. So hopefully this whole scenario, this whole case gets resolved very soon, because it is March. It's been going on for roughly a month now, right? Hopefully everything gets resolved soon, and we find the answers to why this had happened. So once there's an update, I'll be sure to let you guys know. Tune in with us and find out why. But I think we have roughly 5 minutes left, PDD. Is that right?
Someone in the chat says like, oh, I want an answer to this. I will not sleep tonight until I know.
Oh my gosh.
All these albums.
Oh my god, that is dedication. Get your coffee cups ready. Get the IV for caffeine going in there with you, because you're going to be like, what's going to happen? If you find out before we do, comment down below and let us know.